Welcome to NBA Action.
What's up, fellas? How you doing?
Hey, we're doing great because it's time for the conference finals. So pull up a chair and grab yourself some popcorn. But not too much, because at this time of the year, you got to stay light in your feet.
And he's for the fight.
What time is it?
Kent's got it right up into the alley. Power slam! Whose game is it? It's Michael Jordan's game. The mailman delivers. Stolen over the head. Less than a second. There's Dominic. Three-pointer. Did you see that?
We lead things off this week with a look at the Eastern Conference finalists and their much-anticipated showdown on the road to glory. For the Bulls, it was business as usual in Game 4.
And there's no tomorrow for the Cavaliers. It's win or the season endeth on the spot.
6, 5, 4. Michael Strip got it back. 3, 2. Michael falls, fires. Yeah!
Just being able to be there when the team needs you the most and to come through whenever we needed it means a lot to me.
With Chicago waiting in the wings, the Knicks look to finish off the Hornets in Game 5. And despite center Patrick Ewing's season-low 9 points, New York rallied down the stretch.
They're doing it without Patrick Ewing. Starks for 3. Yes! Oh, what a shot by John Starks.
And got an offensive spark from a rather unlikely source.
Here's the double on Rivers. Finds Oakley. Yes, and it counts. Charles Oakley has had an enormous game.
Having advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals, the Knicks prepared for their eagerly awaited rematch with the Bulls.
Their biggest challenge lays ahead of them right now, lies ahead of them. That's Chicago, two-time defending champions. They're the favorites until someone can eliminate them.
They're the world champions, and they're going to defend it like world champions. So we know we have to go through them in order to get to where we want to get.
Their job is to try to get past the Bulls. We're the team to be knocked out. So if they want to move on, then they got to knock the champs off the top.
You know, we beat not to say a lesser team, but another team, and then go all the way. Everybody's gonna be like, well, y'all didn't play the Bulls, so we're glad we got that matchup.
I think this is a great setup, where New York is, was the best team in the East all year long. We're playing the best basketball right now in the playoffs, so the two matches.
And the Bulls look to continue their quest for recognition as one of the greatest teams of all time.
Chicago trying to become only the third team in NBA history to win 3 in a row.
As the series opened, the Bulls appeared primed to steal the home court advantage.
Look out, Jordan with another steal. And here's Jordan, yes!
But despite Jordan's 17 first-half points, the Knicks rallied in the third quarter behind a fired-up Charles Smith. And with a red-hot John Starks hitting 5 of 7 from downtown, New York took a 1-game series lead.
Setting the pick. Cartwright jumps out. Starks for 3. And they are on their feet here at Madison Square Garden.
The teams that respond from the first game, make the adjustment, will be the team that probably win the next ball game.
While the Bulls do battle against the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals, we find out in news, notes, and quotes that Indiana Pacers coach Bob Hill would be fired after a first-round loss at the hands of the Knicks.
It's been a real pleasure being a part of this organization, and I wish everybody nothing but all the luck in the world.
2 other coaches whose teams were clipped from the playoffs resigned this week: the Cavaliers' Lenny Wilkens and the Clippers' Larry Brown. And for the 11 teams who didn't make the playoffs, it was the draft lottery May 23rd. Here's some pre-lottery comments.
Depending on where we pick, I think we're always better off taking the best basketball player.
There's no question what we're looking for. We're looking for some size, and to get the size that we really need, we'd probably have to get in the top 1 or 2 picks. So it's a big day for us.
Indeed, it would be a big day for Golden State as they snagged the number 3 pick. But the magic moment would belong to Orlando.
And believe it or not, the first pick in the 1993 NBA draft goes to the Orlando Magic.
Very good.
And while Orlando covets this year's #1 pick, their top pick from last year, Shaquille O'Neal, leads off this year's all-rookie team. This rookie phenom led the Magic to its best record ever at 41-41.
How strong is he? Well, I think this backboard company will attest to it.
Another rookie of remarkable strength was Alonzo Mourning, who capped off a stellar rookie year by strutting and stuff against the Knicks.
Mason waiting to double. Alonzo puts it away.
And putting away any doubters was Christian Laettner, who showed that he was hungry like a wolf, not only when it came to crashing the boards, but also finishing off the break.
Slam dunk. Laettner, beautiful play.
And the versatile Tom Gugliotta would do it all for the Bullets, as he led his team in sweeping the glass, at almost every other category.
Gugliotta on the drive.
The fiery LaFonso Ellis rounds out the top 5 rookies of the year. LaFonso waxed opponents daily, and also showcased a repertoire of monster slams.
Ellis, woo, beautiful.
Coming up, we'll take a look at the Wild Wild West and those teams that moved on down the road to glory.
Barkley, 20-footer, yes, with 1.8.
And we'll take an inside look at the emotion-filled NBA playoffs.
I have to show emotion for me to get in it.
Action. Now on NBA Action, we return to our road to glory and find out who's still left standing in the West. The Western Conference semifinal battle between the Houston Rockets and the Seattle Supersonics was deadlocked at 2 games apiece, with both teams struggling on the road.
The way this series has been going, every team has held service on its home court.
In Game 5, Houston would attempt to break the pattern, but Seattle's backcourt of Gary Payton and Ricky Pierce were on fire as they outscored Houston's starting guards by 29 points.
The Sonics win it by 25, 120-95, a blowout here tonight at the Coliseum.
But Game 6 would have to be won on Houston's home floor. And once again, the home team flexed its muscles as the Rockets guards reversed their fortunes.
Kenny Smith, yes!
While Kenny Smith poured in a career playoff-high 30 points, Mad Max added 15, mostly from long range. And with Keem Olajuwon manning the middle, Houston forced a 7th and deciding game.
Kenny spots up, yes! And Mr. Momentum has put on a Rockets jersey.
I think we're happy, we're confident going up there, and hopefully we can come out with the win.
Though Houston had played so well in Game 6, the Sonics still clearly had the edge, as Game 7 would be played on their home turf.
This is going to be like a heavyweight championship bout, and you know the first blow is usually going to be by the home team.
But even with Sam Perkins launching 3-pointers, it was apparent early on that the Rockets were going to be in this one to the finish. Houston led most of the way until a third-quarter Sonic flurry. Still, the Rockets had a great chance to win at the final buzzer. And in the overtime, Sam Perkins would hit the critical basket.
What a shot by Perkins. It'll take a 3-pointer to tie it.
Uh-oh, we got Olajuwon open.
Olajuwon takes it. It took overtime, and Seattle sees it.
Now we find out who would come out of the other Western Conference semifinal. Charles Barkley and his Phoenix Suns were glad to be in the friendly confines of the America West Arena for Game 5. Like the Seattle-Houston series, neither the Suns nor the Spurs could win away from home, and this game would be no different.
Oh, those are the big plays the Suns need. He wants a 3-pointer. Shazam! Oh, brother! That's the icing on the cake. Suns are going to win it.
And what we have to do is go home, take care of business, and then come back out here and see what we can get done.
Facing elimination, the Spurs took the floor with confidence and played with it. But there was still Sir Charles standing in the way.
3-pointer for Sir Charles. It's the Charles Barkley show.
With time winding down, Dale Ellis hit a desperation 3-pointer.
For the rebound, back out. Ellis, good look at it. 3-pointer, got it. He got it.
And after David Robinson tied the game with 2 clutch free throws, it was Barkley time.
Barkley, 20-footer, yes! Charles Barkley.
Phoenix came in and gets it in 6, and Charles Barkley was the man. Charles, 28 points, 21 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, and block shot.
A Western Conference final, baby.
Another member of the Phoenix Suns in search of a Western Conference title is Oliver Miller, the focus of this week's Rookie Watch.
Oliver's never been a rookie basketball-wise. He has great soft hands and good vision, and I've never been afraid to use him in any situation.
And as the Lakers and Suns went into overtime at Game 5, Oliver would come of age.
I was like, we're going to win this game. And, you know, I went out in overtime, and I was just really focused.
Here in Phoenix, overtime has been Miller time.
When I had the opportunity to score, I scored.
What a pass by Barkley to Miller.
Everything that came off, I was going to go grab it.
Oliver with Miller with the rebound. What a game for Oliver Miller.
Blocked shots, I was just going to make him shoot a tough shot over me.
Blocked by Miller. 7 blocks for the rookie. What a way to come of age, Oliver Miller.
And it rise to the occasion again in San Antonio as Oliver sunk the Admiral ship and catapulted the Suns into the conference final.
Robinson is blocked, and it's all over.
Oliver Miller has certainly played well beyond his years in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. But only one rookie has ever been named most valuable player of the NBA Finals. Can you name this rookie sensation? The answer when we return right here on NBA Action. Welcome back to NBA Action. Now the answer to this week's trivia question. The only rookie ever to be named most valuable player in the NBA Finals was Magic Johnson, who led the Los Angeles Lakers to a world championship over the Philadelphia 76ers in 1980. And now we take an inside look at what it's like to play with emotion, because for some guys, it's a way of life.
I rely a lot on the fans. I rely a lot on emotion, and through that, I get results.
When players get into zones or get into those rhythms where they can't miss, sometimes they cool themselves off by not keeping the emotion up and keep the adrenaline flowing. And so I kind of bang my head and do whatever I can to gesture myself and to keep myself pumped up, and that's why I hit my head and go through all these gyrations and stuff. Actually, I almost knocked myself out one time because I banged my head too hard.
For 82 games, intensity runs high around the league, because it's those teams and players who keep their emotional level up that will move on to the NBA's second season.
You always try to get guys in this league to be passionate. There's nothing wrong with players in this league to get fired up. It's okay to run through the locker room door and run out on the court and be excited and enthusiastic, you know, about the game.
And this year's thrilling postseason has had almost too many emotion-filled moments to recount, with one impassioned performance outdoing the other. How about Reggie Miller in round 1 for starters?
Miller.
And then there's the never bashful Larry Johnson, who made his first playoff appearance.
I have to show emotion for me to get in it. That's my game. It's always been.
And of course, there's the irrepressible Sir Charles, who's been all pumped up this postseason as his spirited play has kept the Suns surging towards the title.
And yeah, he shows emotion.
Although the Spurs' Sean Elliott is out of the playoff picture, he gave San Antonio plenty to get fired up about.
You know, if I come down and get a dunk or something, and you know, I feel real good about it, I'm gonna get hyped up.
Coming to Elliott.
For some, like Seattle's George Karl, emotion equals energy.
We can be complacent. And I've actually said the word to my team this year, play out of control. Let me coach you down from out of control.
Oh, baby, a royal flush for the Rain Man!
And perhaps the key to victory for the remaining 4 teams on the road to glory just may be playing with emotion. Rarely has the league seen as emotional a player as Dennis Rodman. And in this week's Magic Moments, we take a look back at the 1989 Finals, when back spasms forced him to the sidelines. But Dennis kicked his courage into overdrive and overcame the pain and led the Detroit Pistons to their first championship.
If everybody know me here, they know that I play with a lot of pain, regardless of what situation it is. I can have a sprain ankle, I'm going out there and play. But, you know, it's just one thing about me. I'm so competitive. I just want to play. I don't care if I even ripped a muscle. I don't care if I did anything to myself. I just want to do something, contribute to help my team win. And I just went out there and just overcame the pain and said, hey, this is all what you work for in your life, and go out there and play.
Playing through all the pain, Rodman maintained an intensity level not often found in players who are healthy, much less ones who can barely walk. Dennis Rodman was a force.
Thomas goes to Rodman. Oh, the basket counts. Bad back and all for Rodman.
Welcome back to NBA action. This week, the tough-minded physical power forward for the New York Knicks, Anthony Mason, holds court.
I'm a very aggressive nature person.
Sounds like a job for Anthony Mason to me.
Just as easy as you receive success, you can lose it if you don't work hard.
The pride he takes in his defense is what really makes him special.
Going through a certain amount of failures, you achieve a work ethic, and I think it was all stepping stones for me.
The guy that really slipped through the cracks coming out of Tennessee State.
You never forget where you came from.
Played overseas in Venezuela. We saw him in the USBL. He's been a terror for New York.
I think going through those experiences and that adversity, they do find a seed of equivalent benefit in that. And that equivalent benefit is that they get hungrier and hungrier and hungrier, and they don't give up.
Thinking Mason. Oh, what a slam and the foul.
The product of Mason's work ethic is that he's garnered Riley's complete confidence and bolstered his own.
The full confidence was here with the Knicks because they were looking for a player who could just play, not where he came from and what he did in the past and what people said about him. They wanted the person today and what he supplied for the team, and that gives you confidence in yourself when you know a team wants you for you and not just to be a piece to a puzzle or something like that.
Throughout the season, and especially now in the Knicks championship drive, Anthony Mason has become an integral part of the team's success. And if New York does overcome the Bulls and ultimately win the title, a key factor will undoubtedly be the aggressive play of Anthony Mason.
Anthony Mason with a spectacular drive. What a move!
It's all pluses for Anthony Mason.
And despite all of Mason's success, he still keeps things in perspective.
If you keep working on something and never give up and keep working hard, then you one day will be successful in anything you do. So that's really what it means to me, making it finally in the NBA with somebody that, you know, wants you here, somebody that appreciates you for your talents that you have.
While Mason and the Knicks hope to derail the Bulls off their three-peating track, they can't forget last year's classic confrontation when they lost a thrilling 7-game series to the Bulls.
Pat Riley says, believe we're going to win. We didn't work hard for 7.5 months just to get past the first round.
Let the ball get up.
And the Knicks would stun the Bulls in Game 1 as they bumped and bruised their way to victory. But in Game 2, the Bulls would frustrate the Knicks and cruise to victory.
Bulls coaching staff up. BJ with a steal. He's going to race against Anthony. Back to Aaron.
What a play by BJ.
You know, all we want is what they have and what they are. That's what championship teams are about. They got to take on all comers.
And the Knicks would show their mettle as they played their hearts out against the defending world champions, with their thrashing style of play paying dividends. But the resilient Bulls would not back down from the surging Knicks as the teams would play to an even draw in New York.
Yes, and it counts. Who would have thought it would come to this? The 7th game between the Knicks and the Bulls?
With their title on the line in this deciding game, the Chicago Bulls would just steamroll over the New York Knicks.
Chicago Bulls have defeated the New York Knicks 110-81 to take this grueling series in 7.
See, it's time for the top 10 playoff plays of the week.
5, 4, 3, 2,
In our courtside countdown. Get ready, we're off and running at the Summit, where the Houston Rockets feel right at home.
Maxwell on the run. Maxwell.
Number 9, well, partners, it's tough saddling those sneaky Spurs.
The rebound's up and in by Avery Johnson. Over Ruther. I don't believe it. Avery Johnson, the smallest guy on the court.
Nice going, little fella. Hey, Sean was sure sizzling in this series against the Suns.
Oh, what a shot by John. He's hammered by Miller. Had enough to put it down.
Woo! Now, how about some airtight D by guess who?
Jordan with the steal, the save. It's taken by Grant. What a play! And it's tipped home.
At number 6, we show you that it didn't take too long for the Chicago Bulls to get some mace in their face.
And he drew the fire. It counts. The basket counts and the foul.
Having some scoring problems? Well, Doc has the remedy.
And Rivers aggressively called the lane.
He hung. I don't know how he got that shot off.
At number 4, this shot by Seattle's Sean Kemp invites a pretty lofty comparison.
That was Jordan-esque.
Hey, I'll bet you'll also catch this sensational move in the schoolyard.
Team right back to Robert Horry. Takes it in. And he's fouled.
If we were on the playground, that would be something to talk about.
Aha, but this next one by the Rockets might leave you speechless.
All right, Maxwell has it. 2 seconds. They just called a timeout. The clock. Oh, it went in. Vernon Maxwell threw it in from 40 feet.
And for our number 1 play of the week, Scottie Pippen shows us why he's the heir apparent.
Pippen goes around Gordy and